on YouTube.
How's everybody doing? It's a good day. It's a little hot. It's okay. It's like 1 o'clock. Currently riding around before these southern afternoon summer showers start getting us wet like they did yesterday. Luckily, my boy Bobby Carter, my famous friend, we were up in his area and we went and stopped at his house because it was freaking pouring and there was like an hour and a half of rain, so that was fun. But luckily he's a homie for real, and we stopped and we just hung out for a little bit. He offered us some clothes to dry off and whatnot. Just an absolute homie for real. But we out today, and I want to talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. We went to a dealership, right? Okay, so fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, because I should know better at this point, right? Right. Okay, so we went to this place. I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but if you're from North Carolina and you live in the Charlotte area, you probably know what place I'm talking about. Okay, when I first got my bike, I went and I put $3,000 down on this thing, which is half of what the bike is worth. Okay, then they financed me for another $8,000. Yeah, I'll let that set in for a second. That's $11,000 for a $6,000 motorcycle. Okay. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I was an idiot. I wanted a motorcycle, brand new. Didn't care about anything else, all right? Well, knowing this and knowing a little bit better how to negotiate and whatnot, because I didn't really negotiate terms on this, I just was really wanting to get into a bike and I was going to do whatever I needed to. Well, we went back up to said place yesterday just to get some quotes, just to really see how much it would be for me to upgrade. Okay, well, I already know that I am completely under this bike. I will never get out from under what I've paid for this thing. It's not gonna happen. I couldn't private sell it and get out from under it right now. I still owe more than what the bike's worth. And with that being said, we were like, okay, well, it would be easier just to pick up another bike rather than throwing the rollover debt from this bike onto another bike and having an even higher payment. You might as well keep the same amount, just to have two bikes for it to be the same amount. I mean, it just makes sense. Okay, well, we went and looked, and we were looking at a used 2023 ZX6. It already had an M4 exhaust on it. It didn't have any mirrors. It had some block off plates. It had a little bit of damage. There was like a tear on the seat, and there was a couple little like scratches here and there, like your typical used bike stuff, which I don't know how you tear a seat in 2 years, and the bike only had 2,000 miles on it. Well, they were asking 12 something for it, which is like, I guess, not bad considering the recall on the new bikes, right? Okay, well, we went and we're like, okay, well, give us a quote for this one and a quote for a brand new one, since for some reason nobody wants them after the recall, so their price was like 11.3 or something, right? And you're like, wow, 11 something for a 636 brand new 2025. That doesn't sound like a bad deal. It doesn't, right? Okay, well, with that being said, we were like, okay, well, let's run the numbers. Okay, so they come back and they go, we want $5,000 down for a 2025 and we want $6,000 down for this used bike, and your payments would be about $400 a month, 48 months. And if you guys have a handy calculator next to you, you'd be able to do the math, and that's somewhere around like $33,000 to $35,000. Okay, if you were to finance, that is triple what the bike is worth. Okay, we tell them, nah, can't do it, way too much, I'm not willing to pay that overall. I understand if I buy it out the door. That's kind of how financing works. Okay, they go, okay, well, what can we do? I'm like, well, if we were gonna get it, we didn't tell them that we were gonna get it. We were like, if we were interested, we wouldn't be able to put anything down. If we were gonna put something down, it would probably be closer to the 500 mark, or we could put 500 down and then we could make a monthly payment, and we would want those payments roughly under the $400 mark, which I know stretches the term out, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. So They go and they come back and they hit us with a number that was closer to around the $32,000 mark. And I'm like, dude, I'm not paying triple what the bike's worth over time. It's just not happening. I'm not doing it. I'm not letting y'all fuck me in the ass with no lube twice. So anyway, I'm like, nah, we're just not gonna do it. And we start getting our stuff, and we're like, nah, well, we were ready to leave. They came back out again, and they were like, here's our offer. We are at 31,000, and those brothers are ripping. They were at like 31,000, and we're like, no, that's still just too high. I can't justify paying 30,000 for a motorcycle that is worth 12. You know, it's not feasible. It's just not smart. Okay, so they're like, okay, well, all right. So then that guy's boss comes back out, the financial guy comes back out, and he goes, look, what do we have to do to get you into this bike? And I told him, well, I'm not paying triple for the bike. So they bring it down. They're like around the 27,000 mark, okay, which is still more than double what the bike is worth. Okay, these guys are showing off for the girl on the back. LOL, my girl's on the back and she doesn't give a but so yeah, you're just vibing. So they hit us with a number that was a little more doable, right? Well, the payments were right. They got us at the $500 down payment. They almost had us. I called insurance. Insurance was going to be high, obviously, because it's a super sport. I was willing to do that. And then I'm like, hang on a second. You guys are trying to sell me a 2025 that I haven't even seen yet. I don't know the VIN. I don't know the color. I don't know what parts you're telling me that you have put on this thing or that you're gonna put on this thing. I said, I know zero information about this thing. I don't even know if it's an ABS model or not. And the boss goes, wow, okay. Well, he said, well, let me get you the information. And she comes back, she gives me the information, and I'm like, well, it's a KRT, it's a brand new 2025, and it's got an Acura exhaust, a tail tidy, and some frame sliders that they're going to include in the price for around the 27,000 whatever, after payments, interest, all that stuff. What they didn't say, or what the boss said, was that they were trying to finance us at the highest interest rate that North Carolina has to offer, which was 17.9%, which is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, he told us that that was the highest percentage that they could charge, and that's what they were charging. Okay, then proceeds after the fact, no lies, I said y'all are really, or actually no, sorry, my wife said, y'all are really trying to get us in this bike. And the service guy, or the sales guy, the boss or whatever, he looks at us, and I kid you not, says, I have a Kawasaki quota that I have to meet. What do I have to do to get you into this bike? And that really turned us away, I'm not gonna lie. That really, right there, when he said that, I was like, I don't want to buy a bike from you. So I probably would never buy a bike from there. If you're from the Charlotte area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We just wanted to go see price-wise what it would really realistically look like to get me into a new bike for the channel, because I know you guys love the 500, but if we could switch it up a little bit, get the 500 and a 636, which is what I really want. And I want to be able to teach my wife how to ride the 500 and have her not worry about if she messes it up, because I'll have another bike. I won't really be mad about it. So, and you know, this bike's already used. It's got almost 10,000 miles on it now, over a year. And she's got a couple of dents and dings from people knocking her over. So, like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal if I got a bigger bike and she learned on this. Well, that was kind of what we were thinking. We were like, well, we'll just, you know, we'll look at getting a bigger bike. I don't mind paying all this stuff for it, whatever. She's going to take the class. She's still going to take the class and get her the stuff to do an endorsement, and if she likes it, then I'm going to let her ride. She could take the class and be like, nah, it's not for me, I'll just backpack, which is fine. I would rather her do the class than to buy a motorcycle and go, nah, this ain't it, because then we'd be out a lot more money than just a couple $100 for the class. So, But essentially, I guess what I'm getting at is like I'm ready to upgrade for a new bike, but it is so not worth going in a whole $30,000 on a $12,000 bike just because that's what they want to charge. So I might go around, shop around, and see, because we have a couple more dealerships around here that are definitely a little more reputable, just to see what they offer and just to see what their rates are. And I don't know, maybe just every dealership in North Carolina is like, nah, we're gonna charge you that 17.9% on a motorcycle. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm ready to upgrade, but I'm also good, so you know what I mean. But I don't know, we're just chilling, we're hanging out. Yeah, what the f are you doing, brother? I meant to turn and Hemi Bridge back there, but I did not. Anyways, what I'm getting at, guys, is they're gonna try to sell you on a bunch of stuff, and if the deal just doesn't sound good, which that one didn't, make sure you always calculate the numbers and the compound interest just to see what you would pay over time if you just made the minimum payment. Because oh man, I don't know if I could do that. That's a lot. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for listening to my little TED talk about a really shady dealership, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.